Welcome to another EmoNews package for September 12th, 2025. I am your presenter, Soana Benjamin.
And I'm Rick Francis.
In the headlines this evening,
KFC Dominica donates school supplies to Roseau Valley students.
Diocese of Roseau hosts Jubilee celebration for legal and protective services.
Young man fatally shot in Grand Bay.
St. Vincent and the Grenadines announced $1.3 billion tourism investment.
Suspect named in Charlie Kirk shooting.
And Guyana to host CBC Women's Basketball Championship. These and more stories coming up.
From my first day of school, you've been there.
Hey Mom, from game plans to victories, you've been there.
Through dreams and rehearsals, you've been there.
From the hustle to the tussle, you've been there.
A chimney is more than a car. It's where life happens.
First up in local news, KFC Dominica has relaunched its book bag program, donating school supplies to 3 primary schools in the Roseau Valley. Beneficiaries included the Mon Prosper Primary, Watton Waven Primary, and Trafalgar Primary Schools. Students received backpacks, notebooks, stationery, and other essential items as part of the initiative. The program is aimed at equipping children with the tools they need for academic success. KFC Dominica says the project forms part of its commitment to supporting education and youth development across the island. The Dominica Association of Persons with Disabilities, DAPD, has launched its annual National Dollar Day campaign, celebrated on the last Friday in October. Speaking at the launch, the president of the DAPD, Julie Sango, explained that while a specific day is designated for collections, fundraising efforts will continue until December 31st, giving donors more flexibility to contribute. She emphasized the transformative power of collective giving, encouraging every Dominican, both at home and abroad, to donate at least $1 towards this year's fundraising goal of $70,000.
Dollar Day has grown into DAPD's most prominent local fundraising initiative, capturing the hearts and minds of the community. We are proud to celebrate over 40 years of resilient advocacy, but our work is far from over. National Dollar Day is a chance for every citizen to be a part of the solution to empower lives and build a more inclusive future. To ensure the success of this year's campaign, DAPD will implement a wide range of outreach strategies to encourage broad participation. Support is being sought from embassies, consulates, corporate citizens, faith-based organizations, educational institutions, and private individuals, both residents and visitors alike. Donation boxes will be placed at various business establishments and key locations across the island to make contributing easier. Specially selected collectors will be equipped with sponsor sheets and official identification cards to ensure transparency and donor confidence.
The campaign will also include outreach days in rural communities such as Grand Bay and Penville and the town of Portsmouth. Jolly's Pharmacy has made a donation to the National Dollar Day campaign organized by the DAPD. Speaking on behalf of the pharmacy, the representative said the company will continue to support the initiative as part of its corporate social responsibility. They also encouraged other business houses to come on board to help the DAPD achieve its fundraising goal of $70,000.
On behalf of Jolly's Pharmacy, I am pleased to express our continued support for the Dominica Association of Persons with Disabilities as they host the 19th National Dollar Day. For more than 40 years, DAP demonstrates remarkable dedication and resilience in advancing the rights and well-being of persons with disabilities across the Commonwealth of Dominica. As a leading healthcare provider in Dominica, Jolly's Pharmacy recognizes that corporate responsibility extends beyond the provision of pharmaceutical services. It includes supporting initiatives that promote equity, empowerment, and social development. In keeping with this commitment, Jolly's Pharmacy proudly contributes 500 EC dollars to the 2025 National Dollar Day campaign. We encourage the public to join this effort as the campaign officially launches today, Thursday, September 11, 2025. Contributions continue until December 31st, 2025, and with the collective generosity of our Dominicans, we are confident that the campaign's target is achieved.
The Diocese of Roseau will highlight its Jubilee celebrations this weekend under the theme Pilgrims of Hope, with a special focus on members of the legal and protective services. A Eucharistic celebration is scheduled for Sunday, September 14th at 9 a.m. at the Roseau Cathedral. The Mass will be presided over by His Lordship Kendrick Forbes, Bishop of Roseau, with Father Nigel Karam, Dean of the Cathedral, as co-celebrant. Expected to attend are current and retired legal professionals, members of the police, fire and prison services, cadets, guides, scouts, and representatives from private security firms. Also anticipated are Her Excellency the President of Dominica, Sylvanie Burton, and Mr. Burton, government ministers, and other members of Parliament. Similar celebrations will take place at the St. Joseph Roman Catholic Church and in other parishes for officers residing outside Roseau and its environs. The Jubilee for Legal and Protective Services is a Catholic Church initiative to honor and give thanks to those who serve and protect the nation in the fields of justice, law enforcement, and security. It also acknowledges the sacrifices and challenges faced by men and women dedicated to justice, honor, and peace.
Let's hear from Father Nigel Karam.
Thank you very much for your inquiry about our latest Jubilee celebration. So this Sunday, 14th of September, we will celebrate a Jubilee for our legal and protective services and security personnel. And we have invited to join us at Mass this Sunday at the Roseau Cathedral, members of the Commonwealth of Dominica Police Force, members of the Fire and Ambulance Services, members of the prison officers of the Commonwealth of Dominica, so scouts and guides and so on, and members of the legal fraternity. And in attendance will be Her Excellency, the President of the Commonwealth of Dominica, and Mr. Burton. So we thank them for their service and for their commitment to the protection and law and order in Dominica. And we seek to help to celebrate them, their commitment, and to pray for them, to pray that they have the wisdom of the Holy Spirit in discharging their duties.
Father Karam also encouraged students to attend Mass on Sunday for a special blessing.
This Sunday also, we will be inviting all parents and students and teachers to come to Mass to join us at 9 a.m., where we will have a special blessing for them. And they are welcome to bring their books and bags and uniforms to be blessed, so that they may be covered as they enter this new school term and feel the presence of the Lord in a very, very powerful way as they begin this new school term and school year.
In more news, Worshippers on the Frontline Committee has announced plans for its upcoming gospel concert, Worshippers on the Frontline Volume 3 Independence Edition, in celebration of Dominica's independence. The event takes place on Friday, September 26 at the Michael Bill Daniel Memorial Park in Goodwill, beginning at 8 p.m. Admission is set at EC $10 per ticket. Organizers say attendees can expect an evening of powerful worship music, uplifting performances, and a spiritually charged atmosphere that reflects the resilience and unity of the Dominican people.
Hey guys, my name is Richie Farrell. I'm coming to you as the president of the Worshippers on the Frontline Committee. We are planning a major gospel event. Well, actually, it's already planned. We are hosting a major gospel event dubbed the Worshippers on the Frontline Volume 3, the Independence Edition. This will be held at the Bill Daniel Memorial Park in Goodwill, just opposite the People's Pentecostal Church, and the folks over there will be attending this major event as well. This is a community-based, gospel, charity-based type event. And we are purposefully tying the event into impacting the community through charity. And what we're doing with Worshippers on the Frontline Volume 3, the Independence Edition, is bringing the churches together in unity, on principle, to worship Christ, our Lord and Savior, but also to positively impact the community. And so we're advising everybody to get their tickets. Tickets are only $10, and available at Bullseye Pharmacy, Toots Connection, and any WOTF member.
According to the committee, 50% of proceeds will go towards the President's Charity Foundation. The Worshippers on the Frontline concert series has become a well-known gospel platform, bringing together the faithful and music enthusiasts for evenings of praise and reflection. The committee is led by President Richie Farrell, Vice President Beverly LeBlanc, and executive members Tessa Prince, Sherlyn Xavier, Valerie Edwards, Veronique George, and Kishma Edwards. And Caribbean Wellness Month is being celebrated across Dominica with activities designed to promote overall well-being, focusing not only on physical health, but also on emotional wellness, mental clarity, social connection, and stress management. As part of the observance, the Newtown Health Center hosted a special session that tied in Caribbean Wellness Month, the Month of the Elderly, and World Physiotherapy Day. Dr. Olatoya Abiodun engaged members of the elderly community on the importance of staying physically active and shared tips on preventing falls.
Preventing falls and pain. What is falls? Has anyone here falling or you miss your step? Anyone here? Yes. Have you had a fall at a time or the other at your kitchen, climbing down the stairs, in the bathroom, you sleep, and it's a situation whereby a person loses balance or goes off balance while standing in your bathroom, when you're in the kitchen, in your bedroom. So what really happened? I just slipped on my bed and I so for instance, as she has given us, thank you very much. A round of applause for her for sharing with us. So we see that what we need to know what to do, and some of the things we need to do is that we need to stay active, because having a healthy lifestyle and aging healthy requires that what we stay active. Those are some of the things we need to do.
Officials say events have been held in districts across the island to encourage citizens to take proactive steps towards healthier, more balanced lives. And Dominica's Chief Elections Officer, Anthea Joseph, addressed misconceptions related to the voter confirmation process, which is set to begin next month. Joseph said voter confirmation is a different process from voter registration, and that voter confirmation refers to those already registered, and as such, overseas voters do not need to meet any residency requirement. And let's hear from Anthea Joseph, Chief Elections Officer.
The Electoral Commission underscores the importance of addressing any misconception regarding the voter confirmation process. The Commission wishes to address those concerns as follows. It is essential to differentiate between voter confirmation and voter registration. Voter confirmation refers to the process by which an individual already included on the voter list published in May 2025 can confirm his or her status as a voter. It is crucial to emphasize that the voter confirmation process is exclusive to individuals who are already registered on the voters list. A Dominican citizen whose name is on the voters register or list and who resides abroad does not have to be a resident in Dominica for any period in order to be confirmed. On the other hand, however, a Commonwealth citizen whose name is on the voters list is not entitled to be confirmed if he or she has left Dominica and appears no longer to be an ordinary resident in a polling district.
Also in local news, the Pope holds audiences with President of Moldova and Prime Minister of Dominica. At the Vatican City, September 12, 2025, Pope Leo XIV met separately with President Maia Sandu of Moldova and Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit of Dominica in the Vatican this morning. With President Sandu, the Pope joined by Cardinal Pietro Parolin and Archbishop Paul R. Gallagher, praised existing bilateral relations and discussed peace and security, including recent developments in Ukraine. In a meeting with Prime Minister Skerrit, the talks focused on the Church's role in education and social services in Dominica, regional challenges, climate change, and reaffirmed cooperation for the country's welfare.
And finally, on the local scene, gun violence has claimed another life in Granby. Lee Joshua Leslie, also known as Aladdin, was shot and killed on Thursday, September 11th. Details surrounding the incident remain limited at this time, but the fatal shooting adds to growing concerns over rising gun-related violence in the community. EmoNews extends condolences to the family and friends of the deceased during this difficult time.
And now for regional news. The government of Barbados has strongly condemned the recent Israeli strikes on Qatar, expressing solidarity with the Qatari government and people while reaffirming its commitment to international law and peace in the Middle East. In a statement issued on Wednesday, the government noted that violations of a country's sovereignty and territorial integrity, wherever and whenever they occur, are a breach of international law and the mutually agreed norms that have underpinned global stability since the Second World War. It further stressed that safeguarding these norms is vital to maintaining international peace and security. Barbados also called on the international community, including Middle Eastern stakeholders and the Gulf Cooperation Council, to work toward an immediate and lasting ceasefire in Gaza, the release of all hostages and prisoners, and a renewed commitment to a two-state solution that would allow Israelis, Palestinians, and the wider region to live in peace and harmony.
In news from St. Vincent, the government of St. Vincent and the Grenadines has unveiled plans for a $1.3 billion tourism investment on mainland St. Vincent, aimed at creating jobs, enhancing the country's status as a premier tourism destination, and transforming the Leeward Coast into a major Caribbean tourism hub. Minister of Finance Camilo Gonzalez announced that the official signing ceremony for the Sandals Beaches Resort and the Marriott Resort will take place soon, signaling the formal start of construction and development. According to Minister Gonzalez, the projects will generate approximately 2,000 jobs in the tourism sector. He explained that Sandals is already expanding with new villas under construction and plans to increase capacity from 300 to 500 rooms at its Buckament location. The new Beaches Resort will open with 375 rooms, with future expansion to 600 rooms. He said, together, these two investments represent over $1.3 billion in hotel development along the Leeward Coast. That stretch is set to become the epicenter of high-end mass tourism in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and one of the most exciting tourism strips in the Caribbean. And over to St. Kitts and Nevis, The government of St. Kitts and Nevis has officially launched the CFBC Jenkins Limited Executive Leadership in the Civil Service course, a landmark initiative designed to strengthen leadership capacity among permanent secretaries and directors across ministries and departments. The 12-week course commenced on Thursday with an opening ceremony at the Clarence Fitzroy Bryan College, CFBC campus. In her remarks, head of the Civil Service, Ms. Thelma Richard, urged the participants to embrace the training as the beginning of a journey, one that goes beyond the professional development and enters the realm of transformative leadership. Prime Minister, the Honorable Dr. Terence Drew, reinforced the importance of structured leadership training for the civil service. The Prime Minister further highlighted that early in his government's term, the entire cabinet of ministers, including the Right Honorable Dr. Denzel Douglas, with 2 decades of experience as Prime Minister, undertook their own training in effective leadership. He further noted that participants will graduate with certification, ensuring their new skills can be applied throughout their professional careers. Dr. Drew commended CFBC for partnering with the government to design a course specifically tailored to the realities of the civil service. Both Prime Minister Drew and Ms. Richard expressed deep appreciation to Peter Jenkins, course facilitator and founder of the Jenkins Training Institute, for his expertise and partnership. They credited his growing reputation in the field and his passion for building others as driving forces behind the successful launch of the training course.
And now for international news, a major development in Utah this morning. Authorities have arrested a suspect in connection with the killing of conservative activist Charlie Kirk. Utah Governor Spencer Cox confirmed that 22-year-old Tyler Robinson of southern Utah has been taken into custody. Officials say Robinson confessed to his father, who recognized him from law enforcement photos and urged him to come forward. Governor Cox emphasized that Robinson is believed to have acted alone and there is currently no evidence suggesting additional suspects. Governor Cox also praised the suspect's family for cooperating with the authorities, saying they did the right thing. President Donald Trump was the first to publicly confirm the arrest during an appearance on Fox and Friends early Friday morning. Also, Prince Harry, the Duke of Sussex, made an announced visit to Kiev, Ukraine on Friday, traveling by train with his Invictus Games Foundation team. The visit comes shortly after he reunited with his father, King Charles III, in Britain for the first time in 19 months. Ukraine Railways confirmed the trip, welcoming Harry as a friend of Ukraine. Reports indicate the prince's visit follows an invitation from the Ukrainian government and will include initiatives to support the rehabilitation of wounded Ukrainians. Harry, a former army officer and founder of the Invictus Games, has previously visited Ukraine, including an unannounced trip to Lviv in April. His foundation recently pledged $500,000 to aid children in Gaza and Ukraine. Members of the British royal family have been vocal in supporting Ukraine during the ongoing conflict. The prior visits by Prince William and Duchess Sophie highlighting humanitarian efforts. And that's all for international news this evening. Stay tuned for the sports segment after the short message.
Look here, it's not just a game, it's our game. Dominica's very own jackpot, Match 5.
Welcome to the sports segment. Chelsea Football Club has been charged with 74 breaches of English soccer regulations, covering the period from 2009 to 2022. The alleged violations relate to rules on soccer agents, intermediaries, and third-party involvement in player transfers. In a statement, Chelsea confirmed that it self-reported the potential breaches to the English Football Association, FA. The issues came to light in 2022 during the takeover of the club by American investors Todd Boehly and Clearlake Capital from former owner Roman Abramovich. Chelsea has been charged with a breach of Regulation J1, which prohibits the direct or indirect use of or payment to an unauthorized agent. Another charge relates to using or paying an unregistered intermediary. Regulation C2 says a player or authorized agent must not conceal or misrepresent the reality and or substance of any matters relating to a transaction or contract negotiation. The club noted that it had discovered potentially incomplete financial reporting of historical transactions along with other possible FA rule violations. Chelsea has until September 19 to respond to the charges. Guyana has been awarded the hosting rights for the Caribbean Basketball Confederation CBC Women's Championship. Returning after a 6-year hiatus, the tournament will take place at Cliff Anderson Sports Hall from November 9 to 17. 10 top women's national teams from the Caribbean will compete for spots in the Women's Central Basket Tournament, a pathway to the FIBA Women's AmeriCup. Michael Singh, president of the Guyana Basketball Federation, expressed pride in the decision, noting it reflects confidence in Guyana's ability to host international sporting events. Preparations are underway to upgrade the venue to international standards, with a local organizing committee soon to be established. Guyana is no stranger to success, having won its first Caribbean title at the 1996 CARICOM Basketball Championship. And moving on to cricket, legendary West Indies fast bowler Sir Curtly Ambrose on Thursday paid a courtesy visit to Prime Minister of Barbados Mia Mottley at her official residence. In what was Mottley's first meeting ever with Sir Curtly, the two exchanged views on how to enhance the heritage of West Indies cricket, as well as the shared responsibility to preserve and build on that heritage. Also in cricket, the Central Cooperative Credit Union Limited is stepping up to the crease as the official sponsor of the DCA 2025 Intermediate Cricket League. The announcement was made earlier today at the CCCU building on Great Marlborough Street in Roseau. Manager of the credit union, Ilma Irish, said that the credit union remains a leader in the industry and as such prides itself on this strategic partnership with the DCA.
There is no mystery why the Central Cooperative Credit Union remains a leader in the industry. We do not only speak of our social responsibility, but we demonstrate in practical ways. It is for me a distinct pleasure to warmly welcome everyone to this morning's ceremony, where we formally establish a strategic partnership with the Dominica Cricket Association to ensure the success of the CCCUL DCA Intermediate Cricket League.
Speaking at the ceremony, President of the DCA, Clement Masler, expressed thanks to the Central Cooperative Credit Union and its staff, whose ongoing support and engagement have assisted the association greatly.
I also want to thank profoundly, before I even say anything else, Central Cooperative Credit Union and the staff for being very engaging. Kudos to the marketing team for putting on something which is very exemplary in that the outlook for cricket looks positive, and I really want to comment on that.
And in more DABA results, Peebush Eagles scored 91 versus Police Sports Club, scoring 48. Leading the way for the Eagles, Shama Felicity, 19 points, Ethan Boland, 16 points, Siobhan Seaman, 15 points, Kaylan Paul, 10 points, Datanian Latai, 10 points, and for the officers, Pebush's very own Shyla Farrell scoring a solid 20 points. More results coming up in a later broadcast. The Dominica Football Association took to social media to showcase their women's national football team, their journey to WIFA. Take a look. And that's all for tonight's sports segment. Stay tuned for the weather report from the Dominica Meteorological Service.
Welcome to the weather broadcast for today, Friday, the 12th of September 2025. From our studios in Jimmy, I'm a presenter, Marshall Alexander. As we take a look at this surface shot analysis here with Dominica here in the green circle, we are looking at a tropical wave just to the southeast of Dominica here and approaching the area of the southern portion of the Lesser Antilles. And this also includes Dominica, as we are expected to receive some activity from this tropical wave. And out in the Central Atlantic, some 1,400 miles in the Central Atlantic, another tropical wave, which is moving westward, approaching the Lesser Antilles. We have another tropical wave just near the coast of Africa, some 2,800 miles to the east of the Lesser Antilles, and this wave is being monitored by the National Hurricane Center. And taking a look at earlier satellite imagery, we can see the convection associated with a tropical wave just to the southeast of the Lesser Antilles and moving towards the west, approaching Dominica, expected during tonight into tomorrow. And out here, tropical wave in the Central Atlantic, some 1,400 miles to the east of Lesser Antilles. And over here, you can see some strong convection associated with that tropical wave just off the coast of Africa. Now, here's the projection for that tropical wave, which has a medium chance of development as it moves in a westerly to west-northwesterly direction, approaching the region of the northern Lesser Antilles or the northern Leeward Islands here. So this is the projection. This wave is expected to move in a westerly to northwesterly direction as it approaches the region of the northern Leeward Islands. So we should be looking at this wave or monitoring this wave as it approaches the Lesser Antilles. Now, taking a look at the moisture associated with these features, here we can see the moisture associated with that tropical wave, which is approaching the Lesser Antilles here with Dominica in the green circle. So we are expecting to see an increase in moisture levels as this wave moves across the Lesser Antilles. And out here we can see the axis of that tropical wave in the Central Atlantic and also the axis of that tropical wave near the coast of Africa, which has a medium chance of development as it moves in a westerly to west-northwesterly direction, approaching the region. Now, taking a look at earlier satellite imagery, and what you can see, some areas of cloudiness and also some thunderstorm cells associated with a tropical wave just about 300 miles to the east of the Lesser Antilles. And out here, limited convection or limited cloudiness associated with that second tropical wave in the Central Atlantic. and an increasing cloudiness with thunderstorm cells associated with a tropical wave out in the far eastern Atlantic as well, with Dominica in the green circle here. Now taking a closer look, you can see Dominica in the green circle, and Dominica did experience an increasing cloudiness as the day progressed today. However, we can also see an increasing cloudiness with some thunderstorm cells off to the southeast of Dominica, or just to the east of Martinique, and this is moving towards the west, approaching the area of Dominica and the other islands of the Les Antilles to the south. Now, taking a look at earlier radar imagery and what it indicated, some light to moderate scattered showers and possible thunderstorms which occurred across the islands to the south of Dominica, and this is moving westwards, approaching the island of Dominica as well. So we're advising people in areas prone to flooding, landslides, and falling rocks to be on alert and to exercise caution during tonight and into tomorrow. Now, tonight's weather is expected to be increasingly cloudy with scattered showers and a chance of isolated thunderstorms, with temperatures down to 25 degrees Celsius on the coast and 24 degrees Celsius in the interior. Again, people in areas prone to flooding, landslides, and falling rocks, you're advised to be on alert and to exercise caution from tonight and throughout the weekend. Now, tomorrow, the weather is expected to be mostly cloudy with light to moderate scattered showers and possible isolated thunderstorms. As a result, we are on yellow vigilance. That means that you should be aware that severe weather could impact your area. Temperatures are expected to pick up to 32 degrees Celsius and 25 degrees Celsius minimum temperature. That's for tomorrow. However, as we move into Sunday, we expect to see partly cloudy to cloudy skies with some scattered showers and a chance of isolated thunderstorms. However, by Monday, a relative decrease in moisture levels can be expected. However, there's a possibility of some localized afternoon showers and thunderstorms due to high temperatures expected on Monday in particular. Some light winds expected throughout the period, and this is expected to enhance localized afternoon showers and thunderstorms. Sea is expected to be slight to moderate, remaining down to 5 feet throughout the 3-day period. High tide tomorrow will be at 9:22 a.m. and 8:29 p.m. and low tide will be at 2:59 a.m. and 1:47 p.m. Sunrise tomorrow will be at 5:54 a.m. and sunset will be at 6:08 p.m. Again, stay informed, stay safe, continue to monitor as we are monitoring the progress of 3 tropical waves out in the Atlantic. First wave expected to approach the area during tonight into tomorrow. So stay informed, stay safe. Scan our QR code here to follow us on our WhatsApp channel. Also search Dominica Met to follow us on Facebook and Instagram. And also visit our website at www.weather.gov.dm. Thank you for joining me. Stay safe, stay informed. Have a good weekend.
This has been EmoNews Package for September 12, 2025. I am your presenter, Soana Benjamin.
And I'm Rick Francis. Thank you for viewing.